I wake up.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
I make my morning coffee. I check my emails. When I feel that I'm ready, I grab my keys and I head to the gym. After I pass the ultra-muscular gym bro and the girl who's secretly recording me, I plop down on one of the machines and immediately put my headphones in. I don't feel like interacting with the world today, too much negativity. But I know that's not the whole story. For some reason, whenever I go to the gym, I'm always afraid I'm going to embarrass myself. You know, what if my headphones disconnect from my phone and start loudly playing Top Gear Funny Moments compilation number 37? Or they'll play like the ending of Madagascar 2, where they play Copacabana and kill that old woman. That's kind of a crazy movie. By the way, both of those scenarios, both of which I was listening to while at the gym only an hour ago. Why is everyone so afraid of being embarrassed nowadays? I have to look cool when I go to the gym. I wouldn't be caught dead vibing to Britney Spears in my car. I'm so done with cringe culture, man. Everyone is like a Rick Sanchez nowadays, or a Tony Stark. The silent, damaged, I'm above it all type, silently judging you from across the room. Or at least we've been led to believe everyone at the gym is thinking that, because in reality, nobody is actually paying attention to you. Still, we recede into our music, we drown out the insecurities with meaningless noise. I hate this. Cringe culture and being afraid to be embarrassing is so dumb, and we need to change it. What is cringe culture? Cringe culture started in the early 2000s as a way to describe that awkward, early YouTube content. People posting their L's online for everyone to see. That preppy girl at your high school making musicallys. But over the years, the term cringe has expanded to encompass everything that doesn't follow a strict set of social rules. What you're allowed to like, and what you aren't allowed to like. Social ostracization. Social ostracizing really got kicked into high gear to include anything popular. Oh, you like Marvel movies? Cringe, bro. You like Five Nights at Freddy's? Stupid. Everybody should be into dropshipping and Alfred Hitchcock.
Now give me a high five, cause I got a huge cock!
There's obviously like a wide spread here. I define cringe culture as any group that likes to pretend they're above everything. They're better because they prefer ABC as opposed to XYZ. You're telling me you're not into indie films? You must be one of those mindless drones. Obviously, I'm taking the piss here. You see it everywhere. The indie film bros are far from the worst, but those are the ones that I see. Basically, what was considered cringe used to just be people who post dumb things online. But in the real world back then, we still had our goofy little hobbies. Now, cringe has expanded to mean anything that isn't cynical but also aloof. Anything mainstream is cringe. You're supposed to be outside of the box in everything. No one can make mistakes. You have to preserve your dignity. Everyone's pretending that they have already made it to the finish line. But in reality, that's just the meme of the guy standing in the corner. They don't know that I'm listening to a self-improvement podcast right now. Like, just fucking listen to Sabrina Carpenter. I don't care. You kinda just know cringe culture when you see it. It's funny because I was gonna do research for this video, and my sources list the following fandoms as cringe. My Hero Academia, Homestuck, Stranger Things, Has-Been Hotel, I kinda get that one, My Little Pony, and of course Five Nights at Freddy's. You guys know I'm a deep in the trenches FNAF fan. I can list every animatronic from least to most smashable.
For the love of fuck? Sleepy Joe, don't tell me you're actually horny for the plastic bird.
To me, the modern embodiment of cringe has unfortunately become Steven Universe.
Kids, don't be racist.
I have to admit, it's very hard to watch clips from that show unironically, even though I was super into it back in the day. And I hate that I've become so cynical. It's just a stupid TV show. Why does it feel like poison now? You know, it starts out as like a small in-joke between friends. Haha, or look at how embarrassing that guy is. We're not embarrassing, right guys? We're the cool ones. But it quickly devolves into a rulebook for what you're allowed to do at all. It's a groupthink that isolates people into their preferred groups. I mean, how did this happen? And how can we fix it? How can we learn to be actually human again? How did this happen? If you ask me, the self-awareness of people has increased dramatically, and it's made us all hyper-fixated on everything. Everything in our lives, we're fixated on how we compare to everybody else, and ignorance is bliss, you know? When we didn't have access to all this information, all these embarrassing moments, we all kind of felt like we could make mistakes. We could have that awkward social interaction if it meant that we learned from it. And this isn't just you and me. This is something that has been legitimately studied. Over the past couple of years, educators have noticed a real shift in how their students think. There's this malaise of self-consciousness over everyone and everything. I mean, I know that 5th grade me would have loved to watch 3 hours of the Magic School Bus on the last day of school. But now, even as I'm editing, recording the theme song to use for B-roll gives me this, ick. What if someone saw me watching this and questioned what I was doing watching this kid's show? Well, it would be very easy to explain myself. Why do I feel embarrassed in a situation that hasn't happened and one that could never happen? I really think it's because we're all self-conscious about ourselves as a result of overstimulation. Somewhere along the way, we traded sincerity for cynicism because we misread that cynicism and assumed it to be intelligence. I brought up Rick Sanchez earlier, but it's kinda true.
I turned myself into a pickle!
We're all acting like we're this tragically broken character, and for what? It's like the irony that pervades every corner of online discussion has manifested itself into the real world. We all have to approach situations the same. We're never allowed to have a genuine moment because we're all too smart. We're the first generation to grow up with the internet. And so we know the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story for our own lives. We're too aware of what the moment means to just enjoy the damn moment. Kinda like Rick, we've become too smart and it's making us miserable. This isn't just about hobbies or the music you listen to. It's about everything, including dating. My source says, a February 2024 Hinge report revealed that more than half of Gen Z worries about cringe while dating, and are 50% more likely than millennials to delay responding to avoid seeming overeager. You know, the more I really look at dating and analyze it from every angle, the more I start to think that I don't even know if a lot of us are really that scared of approaching a woman or a guy or whoever. I think we might just be afraid of looking cringe. And now that fear is sort of being validated by those people who will whip out their phones and record anyone who asks them out. I really hate those people. Social media has become a culture of surveillance. Every moment recorded for the history books. The stress is real. I've only been Discord sober for like a week, and I'm already starting to notice the difference. Who cares if I do something cringe? It just doesn't seem worth it anymore to trade an interesting life for a stoic one. I want to make those bold strokes again, and I'm sick of being afraid to move at all. My source says, we walk the tightrope of everyone's expectations, and that really resonates with me. A few weeks ago, I was very deeply touched by a YouTube short that I was watching. It described something they called self-regulation. I wanted to do a full video about it, but I can't find any information on it online. Self-regulation describes someone who is isolated and they make up fake scenarios in their heads, fake arguments, fake embarrassing moments that never happened. They don't have anyone to argue with, so they practice this kind of incestuous conversation. They have to talk to themselves, pull data about the world from themselves, because they have no one else to bounce their ideas to. That perfectly describes my situation. This self-regulating behavior makes cringe culture worse by convincing every individual that yes, you are cringe. You're the weird one for overthinking everything, when in reality, everyone's doing it. Don't get me wrong, there's a place in our world for shame culture. It keeps culture together. It keeps it from splintering into a million pieces. There needs to be ostracizing of some kind, because it keeps social behaviors that we do care about in check. You know, if I go to a restaurant and someone's acting like an idiot, we should ostracize them, because it teaches them a lesson. Shame culture is a way to ostracize those who we feel aren't contributing to society in a positive way. When that person realizes what's happening, they learn from it and change their behavior. But we've become stuck by it, and we desperately need a middle ground. It's pretty incredible. Ever since COVID, we've become more aware of this problem on a macro level. We may have trouble describing it and convincing others of its existence, but I think we've all come to a similar realization at one time or another. Even celebrities have been telling us to embrace the cringe. Timothée Chalamet, Taylor Swift, a lot of public figures have thrown away the idea of cringe culture. But you shouldn't just take it from them. You can't rely on celebrities to tell you how to live your life. Take back your agency. Somewhere in the sources I used for this video, there's a story about a young woman who attends a concert where they played Discord. I guess it's a song from My Little Pony. I don't know, I've never heard of it. Thousands of people all singing this presumably goofy-ass song in unison. And she says this experience healed the wounds of a younger me. She's reclaimed an interest she used to hold. It means something again. It's become a representation of all things that she once deemed cringe. To escape cringe culture, you must steep yourself in cringe culture. Social rehabilitation. Remembering what it was like to enjoy things unironically. There will always be someone poking fun at you, questioning everything you do. Even if they're not actively antagonistic, their silent disapproval is hard to ignore. But you have to ask yourself why you're chasing their respect in the first place. Why do I care what these teenagers think of my playlist full of Britney Spears and random movie trailers that I like to listen to on repeat? Who cares what these random bus passengers think of me? As long as someone's interest isn't actively hurting somebody else, you should just let people like what they like without judgment. If you're not into it, it's whatever. The difference between you means nothing. If your friends were all carbon copies of you, life would be incredibly boring. You know, I can enjoy a stupid Marvel movie, and you can enjoy Poor Things. There can be some overlap. Maybe I try watching art house films, and you watch Thunderbolts because it's actually an amazing movie. We don't have to cut ties with someone because they don't perfectly align with us. And you know what? It would be good for everyone to be forced to reckon with something that they don't understand. That's how you grow as a person. You try new things. You see something you don't understand. You just don't get the hype. Instead of judging, seek to understand why people like it so much. If anyone is wanting to understand Five Nights at Freddy's, hit me up. I would love to attempt to explain the timeline to you.
Toy Cheetah is William Afton.
What was the point of this video? It's me venting my frustrations to the world. That's what this has always been, you just never knew it. I'm going to try to make a genuine effort to be more genuine, because I'm sick of not going anywhere. Be the lame uncle, it's okay. My name is Candles. I love you all. Good night. Oh, actually, rewind. While the Patreon credits are rolling here, I should talk about the fan art. So, in case you missed my community post, I have a new email just for fan art submissions. It's lavenderfanart@outlook.com. If this is your first Lavender Candles video, you should know that I always include a fan art section in my videos. If you happen to draw Candles or Coretta, my other avatar, send your drawings to me. I'd be happy to show them off in a video and give you proper credit. It's just something fun that we do. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Goodbye.